Hey y'all, welcome to Racing Crafts. Tonight I'm working on a Valentine's Day / love card. Doesn't have to necessarily be Valentine's Day. It can just be a way to say I love you to somebody. You know, just a nice card. And I am, however, going to be using stamps from my Valentine's Day set. I'm going to be using the I Love You from the Cloud 9 St. Valentine's Day. And what I'm going to do to start with, I'm going to go ahead and show you my card base. My card base is white. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have my 2 red layers, one for the inside and one for the outside. These are cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and this is Bazzil cardstock. And then I have this, and this is from the Making Memories Wedding 8 by 8 paper pad, and this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then I do need to go ahead and quick cut my inside for my card, because I always put a white insert in the middle so that I can, you know, stamp a sentiment, or somebody can write in there. And I always do a matted layer on the inside, because for a while I just did the fronts and then you open it and it's just blank, and I don't like that. So I do it my way. So I'm just going to grab my foam mat, which I apparently buried. There it is. And I'm going to be using some Fire Blazing Red Stayz On ink is what I will be stamping in. And I'm going to go ahead and just stamp this quick. And it's just going to be nice and simple. And I'm just going to clean my stamp quick here. Alright. And then the front of my card, by the way, my white base is 3 3/4 by 5 as well. And then the front of my card, I did a whole bunch of embossing before I filmed this, and I cut all of my pieces. And this is going to be my sentiment here. It says I love you, and it's a stamp that I've had for a while, and I did not write down who it was by. I got it at Michael's on clearance, and it came with 4 other stamps, and they all have butterflies and flowers, and one says hello, one says thank you, and one says dream, and one says love. And I embossed it using the rich red embossing powder from Ranger Inks, and then I cut out matte layers corresponding with that. And then I did these guys, and these I think are Inkadinkado Stamps. I've had them forever, and I embossed them in black ink, and then used my barn door Tim Holtz Distress ink with my ink dauber here to color them red. So let's go ahead and get started and put this together. And I've already cut my matte layers for these. In case you're wondering, my little embossed squares are just over 1 1/4 inches, or just over 1 inch, so my white backgrounds are just over 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I'm just using my ATG to adhere these, and I'm trying to get them in the center, but we all know I'm not real good at lining things up in the center. And my 2 favorite colors are red and black, so I just had to run with this. I did one earlier using these two squares, and it turned out so cute, so that's where the idea for this card came from. So I'm just going to quick adhere these on, and then I'm going to grab the bigger one, which is the sentiment, and I'm going to adhere this to a black layer, and then I'm going to adhere my black layer to a white layer. Alright, and then I'm just going to go ahead and start adhering my layers together, and then I'm going to put my card together. And I'm trying to do this rather quickly because I don't want this video to be too long. Sometimes I tend to have really long videos. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all of my ATG done, and then I'm going to be using foam tape or dimensionals, whatever you have, you could use. And that's what I'll be using to put my squares on with. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of lay these out. And that's sort of how I want it to look. Like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my foam tape, and I just cut a big chunk off. And I'm going to start with these squares here, and I'm just going to put one pretty good sized square on one thickness in the middle, and then I'm just going to continue doing that until I get all four of the little squares on there. And then I'm going to grab another piece here, because I'm also going to foam tape the I love you on, but I'm going to be doing a double thickness on that guy because I want that to definitely stick out, because that is my sentiment. And I'm going to use two pieces here. Because it's a little bit bigger. And I apologize if I'm off camera doing this. I've moved my camera and I forget sometimes that I've moved it. So, and then I'm just going to line this guy up on top here. And there is our finished card. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all next time.